Hey everybody, it's Lynnea, and it's time for another fabulous ThermOWeb collaboration. This week you're going to see lots of projects from the design team featuring ThermOWeb and the Rabbit Hole designs. This is a company that's near and dear to my heart. I was on their design team when they first started, and I just love their products. So cute and such high quality. So to start off with, I am using the Puzzle Box stencil, and I'm spraying the back with some pixie spray. I'm letting that sit to the side just for a little bit. You need to let it sit for a minute or two so it'll be tacky but not sticky. And I'm using some Gina K Designs Masking Magic. And I took a sheet of this masking paper and I just cut it at a diagonal. And now I'm going to add it to my card so that I have a strip through the center of my card that I'm going to add some Deco Foil Metallix Gel over. And this part probably took me the longest part of the whole card, was figuring out how wide and at what angle I wanted that diagonal stripe to be. But once I figured it out, I added that puzzle box stencil over the top, and I just used my fingers to press that stencil down onto my cardstock, and like you can see there, it has that Gina K Designs Masking Magic, masking off all but a thin strip going diagonally down the center of my card. I'm using a stencil pal and the Black Ice Deco Foil Metallix Gel. And I'm just going to make sure that gets in every nook and cranny of this puzzle box stencil. And once I have that gel into all the spots, I will take my stencil pal and very quickly just run it over the top. And that evens everything out and gives me a nice smooth layer of the Deco Foil Metallix Gel. And here you can see how well that stencil with the pixie spray comes off, as well as that Gina K Designs Masking Magic. Look at those clean, crisp lines. Probably my favorite part of this whole card. So I took some stamp sets from the Rabbit Hole Designs. I have the Gorgeous and the Pumpkin Friends stamp sets, and I've stamped out the main images from both of those stamp sets, and I'm just going to color them in with Copic markers. So I color very simply. Since these images are a bit larger, I'm going to be using 3 color blends. So for my oranges, I like to stick to the yellow reds. So I'm using YR09 as my darkest, YR07 as my mid-tone, and YR04 as my light for these little pumpkins here. And I love that these stamps have the little hash marks already in the stamping. That has really helped me with my shading, because that's the hardest part for me, is knowing where to put my dark and where to put my light. So I just started for all of these images with my dark. I would add that to where the hash marks are, and then just color over that with my medium and color over the whole thing with my light, and that gave me gorgeous blending. For the little jack-o'-lantern eyes, noses, and mouths, I'm using a combination of Y17, Y15, and Y13. And then I decided to bring in a little bit of a pop of additional color on this witch's hat. So I'm using YG25 as my light and YG17 as my dark. And I'm actually going to come in later with some G09 just to really darken up those dark areas of the green hat. When I blended these two together, I thought the definition got lost, so I came in with an even darker green just to add more dimension. Once I'm done coloring, I will use my scissors and fussy cut around these images so that I can add them to my card. But I thought the background needed a little something else. So I'm using Gina K Designs Terrific Tape, and I'm using 2 different widths. The 1/4 inch is the larger, and then the 1/8 inch is the smaller. And I will start by adding a strip of the 1/4 inch Terrific Tape on both the top and the bottom of my stenciled Deco Foil Metallix Gel section there. And then I will add an additional strip of the 1/8 inch above the 1/4 inch and below the 1/4 inch. So you kind of have this diagonal lines that are kind of staggered in widths. To add some more shine to my card, I'm going to be covering this Terrific Tape with Deco Foil Gold transfer sheet. So I just removed that backing from the Terrific Tape. I wrapped the excess tape around to the back, and then I am just pressing this gold foil on with my fingers. You want to make sure you don't scratch the foil with a bone folder or with your nail, or you'll get gouges in your foiling. But check that out, so much shine from both the Metallix Gel and that gold Deco Foil. So fun and fabulous, and all that's left to do is just to add these cute little pumpkins on top. So I'm using the iCraft 3D foam squares. These are my favorite foam squares because they give a bunch of lift and dimension. And I'm also using a bit of the iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive just to make sure that these little images are all going to adhere well onto my card. And then I will add a sentiment strip at the bottom. I chose "If friends were pumpkins, I'd pick you," and I'm just going to trim those edges down into a banner. And then I will use more of those iCraft 3D foam squares and add that onto the bottom of my card. This is my finished project. I hope you love it, and you can head over to the ThermOWeb blog for more information and inspiration from this collaboration. I will see you soon. Bye!